Hello everyone, Brett McRae here with your Farm and Ranch news from the Northern Ag Network. The Federal Reserve has been trying to reduce inflation in the U.S. by consistently raising interest rates over the last couple of years. For agriculture and all other borrowers, this has meant that higher interest rate expenses on lines of credit like operating loans. Not everyone agrees that the Fed's strategy is the most effective way to combat inflation. American Farm Bureau economist Roger Cryan has been critical of the Fed's tactics.
Inflation is a monetary phenomenon. It wasn't spending by the Congress. It was money supply from the Fed. The Fed has done everything it needs to do to control inflation, and I'm hoping that they will now stop raising rates and start bringing them down early next year.
The Fed's next meeting and interest rate decision will be on December 1st. You've probably heard about the wean calf insurance program making its debut in select states next year. But now lamb producers are being asked to provide input on a federal lamb insurance program. A law firm hired by USDA's risk management agency has reached out to trade associations in our area to attend a federal listening session on December 7th in Belle Fourche. RMA wants to hear from producers and associations on the feasibility and form of the insurance and risks in the sheep business that could potentially be mitigated by an insurance program. For more information, contact the Montana Wool Growers Association. Thanks for tuning in to your Farm and Ranch news. We'll be back in an hour with your markets.
We asked Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought. There always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. But it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Hello everyone, Brett McRae back with more ag news and your markets. The American Farm Bureau reports that this year's Thanksgiving dinner will cost the American family less compared to 2022. The 38th annual survey from the American Farm Bureau provides a snapshot of the average costs of this year's holiday feast for 10, which is $61.17 or less than $6.20 a person. This is a 4.5% decrease from last year's record high of $64.05. But a Thanksgiving meal is still 25% higher than it was in 2019. Farm Bureau says that this year's 16-pound turkey is down 5.6% from 2022, averaging $1.71 a pound. The cost for a classic meal was the cheapest in the Midwest and the most expensive in the Northeast. Cash cattle trade was lower last week, down $3 to $5 for both live and dress deals. And at the Green Mountain Angus Ranch in Rygate last week, 216 bull calves averaged $7,806 a head, 25% higher than last year. At the sheep yards in Newell last week, feeder lambs $5 to $8 better, 60 to 89-pound lambs from $216 up to $248. Lower trade on Monday for wheat futures. Any meaningful increase in the price of U.S. wheat exports has been absent so far, and compared to a year ago, those numbers have been consistently lower. A recent break in the dollar may provide a better deal for world buyers, however. Thanks for tuning in to your Ag Report on the Northern Ag Network. I'm Brett McRae.